sometime in January.
Okay.
So doctoral theses, university presses were created to publish books that commercial publishers would not publish because they're not financially viable.
Mm-hmm.
Commercial house publishes a book, and for them to, and you have to remember that they are profit-seeking corporations. So for that to be successful, they have to sell 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 copies. Okay. The purpose of a university press is to publish books that are important to a field of study, irregardless of their commercial value. So, and I made the point that university presses publish roughly about 5% of all books published in any given year.
Okay.
So, and you have to remember that in any given year, there are somewhere between 45 and 60,000 books published. And university presses account for only 1.2% of all sales of books in terms of dollar amounts. But they account for 20% of all book awards. So really what university presses, the importance about university press books is that they are books of importance. Okay? So it's the book itself, it's not the commercial value. And so that's why university presses were created. It was to basically publish the work and research of scholars which were crucial. I always say, like, a book had, any book that I've ever published, it had to fill a void in the literature. It had to expand our knowledge about something that, beyond which we already knew. So for my purposes, I looked at, in order to get a book published, it had to be well written, it had to tell a good story, and it had to fill a void in the literature or be an important contribution to a field. And that's sort of the rubric that university presses use, all around the country.
Okay. I know this is a new location for y'all. I guess what advantages do y'all think that this presents to y'all now that y'all are like embraced in like the Texas Tech community and around the school?
Right. Well, I think it's very important. One of the things that university presses, all university presses, suffer is that a lot of people don't know what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And often, not just here on Tech campus, but every campus that I've ever been on, where I've been a university press, people sometimes confuse a university press with university publications. And people often would say, you're the publisher of the calendar, of a list of courses, or of the university magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And no, we are the publishing arm of the university. Again, we publish books and also journals.
Mm-hmm.
I think for many years we were off campus on 4th Street in the Administrative Services Building. And, we have a faculty board.
Mm-hmm.
Every book that gets published has to be presented to a faculty board. We have 11 faculty members from different fields. And every book that we decide to publish and offer a contract on has to be voted on by that faculty committee. That's part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
And so those faculties know what we do. And of course, we have a lot of authors we've published from various departments on campus, and they know what we do. But I'd say the vast majority of professors have a vague idea about what we do. And so the whole idea was, if we could be on campus where, as we move and publish in different fields, where we could interact more with faculty and students. One of the things that we introduced just really 2 years ago was, and through the support of the graduate school, was that we offer 3 graduate fellowships,
mm-hmm.
okay, which are basically like research assistantships. and the same way that you would get a research assistant or a teaching assistantship in another department. And these students come in, and they are very helpful to us. They work in our editorial department, editing manuscripts. They work in our acquisitions department, trying to acquire books or help us acquire books. They work in our marketing department, working on, we have somebody from communications, media and communications.
Media, yeah, it's confusing.
And that is a graduate student, and he's working with our marketing department on press releases and on getting our books reviewed in different places.
Mm-hmm.
And we've always had students who work for us, and they've come over to our building on 4th Street. But it's always hard for them to get there if they didn't have a car.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we can both interact with students more and hopefully use more students, and they can get really life experience working for us. And there is a publishing industry for people who really love books, or love to design books, love to edit books. They can get real life experience here and then go on into the publishing industry.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we're here and we can interact with. We have had more professors drop into our offices here, I think, in the short time that we've been here than we had drop in the complete 5 years that I was over there in the other building. So I think the proximity of being right in the sort of the bosom of a campus is only going to help raise our visibility, and also people can learn more and more about what we do.
Okay. This is my last question. I guess, did you have certain expectations for both this this week itself and your presentation? And if so, how did you think? Did you meet your expectations or exceed them, would you say?
We both exceeded them and didn't exceed them. I'd say that this is a national. I think that Barbara probably filled you in that this is a national effort
Mm-hmm.
by every university press. We all met in June. All the people from all the university presses met in Chicago at a meeting, and we all, there've been a number of attempts to close a number of university presses. There was a big attempt to close University of Missouri Press in the last 6 months or a year.
They have one of the best journalism schools,
Yes,
don't they?
They do. But there was a new president or chancellor that came in, and he looked at the bottom line, and of course most university presses are what I call deficit publishers. That is, they don't make any money, or in fact they lose money. The whole purpose is we try to break even. But so he came in and he said, well, we have to find a way either to stem the losses or maybe incorporate the press into the English department, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day all the people from the press showed up and they were told to go home. No discussion, no nothing, and they were going to close the press and somehow make part of the English department, work on the press. And there was such a national outcry. I mean, articles in the Chicago Tribune and the New York Times. There were people, major authors from all over the country, wrote, scathing attacks on the university, and in the end, that chancellor decided to withdraw and restore that university press. Now, this has happened a number of times. It happened at Louisiana State University Press. It happened at University of Arkansas Press. It's happened many times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what it is that we all felt that we're not doing enough to increase public awareness about what we do and how we contribute both to the university and to culture at large. So I think that's the purpose of this week.
Okay.
So in a sense, and I think we really expanded it in terms of the people who've come to our open house. And I think we've had, like I said, we've had more traffic this past week than probably in 5 years, and I think that's true. But I did offer this lecture, and it was poorly attended. And I've been told by, for example, that various departments. The junior faculty get hired, and of course they have 6 years to get their tenure. And then part of their tenure requirements is they have to get published. And that many of them have a hard time, getting it done in 6 years. And so my hope, and so someone in the history department asked me, would it be possible for me to, talk about how to transform a thesis into a book? And no, we did advertise it, and it was a good talk. And then a lot of people came up afterwards and said I should probably do it again. That it was a really good talk. So, but I was kind of disappointed that there weren't more junior faculty who are looking for, and not only junior faculty, graduate students who are working on their thesis, who now have to think about getting a job once they graduate. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this speech on the road and maybe make, give a talk to the history faculty, give a talk to the people in political science or social science. But I was kind of disappointed because of the amount of advertising and promotion that we had done on it. But it was still good. There were 10 people there, and they were 10 interested people. So, but that just showed me that we have more work to do in terms of raising PR, the public relations and image of the press.
Okay. Well, thank you.